With Trug's retreat, the Gloomspite horde found a new leader in Graxub Sneerfang, a cunning and vicious loon boss. Clad in scavenged armor and wielding a wickedly serrated moon-shaped blade, he drove the Grots and Troggoths forward with promises of loot, glory, and carnage. Inside Emberreach, despair gripped the defenders. Marshal Fletcher had fallen, struck down during the defense of the outer walls. Leadership now fell to the brilliant Erindus Pioneer, who worked tirelessly to fortify the final defenses. In the shadows, Shadra Veilstalker, the city's assassin, sharpened her blades with quiet fury, vowing to bring Fletcher's killers to ruin. Amid the preparations, the city gained an unexpected champion. The door to the local tavern burst open, and the legendary Gotrek Gurnason stomped out, his axe gleaming even under the pale moonlight. His voice boomed. Which of you little green worms thought it wise to interrupt my drinking?
Hello and welcome to this battle report. Today we have the Gloomspite, who have successfully charged into the city of Emberreach and are now facing off against the defenders. So on the defender side, we have Gotrek Gunnarsson. First time I've used him in 4th edition. I'm very much looking forward to seeing how he does. Again, he's only got a 4-inch move, but flip me, he slaps when he does get into combat. We've got a unit of 10 steel helms with an assassin. I'm just proxying in this model for that model. We've got some fusiliers, 10 of them, with some steel helms at the front, and they're led by this Alchemite Warforger. I'm going to cast off some spells. I'll show you what spell lore he has in a moment. And then we got the Cavaliers as well. Janus's team, the Gloomspite, we've got a unit of Rockguts. We've got a unit of 20 Moon Clan Stabbers led by a Loon Boss. We've got the Dankhold Trog Boss, who has 3 of the Rockguts beside him. And then I think it's called In the Tunnels or something. We have the Rabble Rouser. He's just up there, so we don't forget him. The game we're playing is the better part of Valor. So as you can see, we've got 6 objectives. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You can't quite see them, but they're over there. There we go. There it is there. Spell lore. I have I think it's called Primal spell lore. So we've got Ravenak's Jaws, the Everstreams that can heal, damaging, healing, and then the Burning Skull. So I'm looking forward to trying out some spells in this game. With that being said, we are into Janus's round 1. Let's go. End of the movement phase. Here we go. Just a push up from all of Janus's army here. And there we go. End of Janus's turn. Not much to do. She's just pushed forward with these Rockguts and the Dankhold. She's holding this objective with them. On the other side of the board, they're holding that objective there. There we go. We can see the rest of the battlefield. On to my turn, turn 1. End of my movement phase, I decided to push Gotrek up onto this objective just to hold that. He's not too far away from these Rockguts, but I don't think I get the charge confidently, so I want to hold this objective first. I then moved the Fusiliers over a little bit to get closer to this objective, because I'm pushing forward these guys to capture the center, seize the center, which is the battle tactic I've gone for. And then I have pushed these 3 steel helms up, holding that objective with the Alchemite Warforger here. He successfully cast Burning Head, which pushed up towards these trolls. And then I'm pushing these guys up to try and take this objective next turn. On to my shooting phase. End of the shooting phase for me. I fired the Burning Skull into this unit of trolls, only managing to score 1 damage, so pretty inconsequential shooting. And then because I moved the Fusiliers, I cannot shoot anything with them, so it's the end of my shooting phase. Combat went quite well. Burning Head managed to take out 1 of the trolls, but then got absolutely obliterated by these 2. End of my turn, round 1. I'm going to get 1 for holding this objective. I just am out of range of this one. Gotrek is holding down this objective, and then I got my battle tactic, seize the center, by holding the middle here with these 2 units right here. on to the second turn. Janice's hero phase, she's going next. I cast Ravenak's Jaws using Magical Intervention, and that's really all that happened in that, so on to Janice's movement phase now. End of Janice's movement phase, she has pushed these Rockgut Troggos up into here to try to attempt to get her battle tactic. Oops, they knocked over her house. The Stabbers have moved onto this objective to make sure that's not lost because these guys have moved away from it. Her Loon Boss is now holding down this one. And this is the cool part. Her Rabble Rouser has appeared on the board and done the ability, what is it again?
Na.
You can't catch me. Yeah, so one of the greatest rules of all of Age of Sigmar, which essentially gives these guys the ability to run and charge. There we go, let's see him. Awesome looking model. So these guys are right in front of Gotrek, and then the Dank Hold right behind them. So looks like Gotrek's going to get what he wants and get in combat. Successful charge rolls from all of the trolls, so this is going to be a fun fight. And then these trolls also successfully got into the steel helms. So let's see what happens in the combat phase. Just a quick caveat, we forgot to show the casualties from the throwing boulders. So Janice actually killed 2 of the free helms over here, or steel helms, sorry. And then because these guys ran, they couldn't shoot anyway, so yeah. Shooting phase, 2 dead here. So at the end of the turn, Janice is gonna get points for holding this objective. She's got this objective with the Loon Boss, and then she's got the battle tactic for having 3 units doing fight abilities. Even though this unit died, she still gets it. It's a pretty good turn for the trolls, despite losing quite a few units. It's looking pretty good. On to my turn. So I did try to cast the Emerald Life Swarm and actually failed and caused myself 3 mortal wounds. Not a successful hero turn at all. So on to the movement phase. Okay, end of my movement phase. I forgot last turn, at the end of the turn, to use the Holy Brazier that I give to the assassin, so she managed to bring back 2 of these guys. Ravenak's Jaw moved forward to try and consume these guys. The cavalry have moved onto this objective. These guys remain where they are. The Fusiliers have stayed where they are. Gotrek is exactly where he wants to be in combat, so that's the end of my movement phase. On to shooting. Okay, end of the shooting phase for me. Only 4 of these guys were in range to shoot the Stabbers. Managed to kill 4 of them though, so pretty decent. On to the charge phase. Charge phase, she unfortunately failed, but Ravenak's Jaws and then the Steel Helms managed to get into the Stabbers. So 2 combats to go on. We've got this one over here, and then we've got Gotrek as well. Where is he? There he is. Let's go. I thought I would record this. This is Gotrek attacking the Dank Hold. You can't even see him. So hitting on 2s. Oh my word, 6s are crit mortals, so that's going to be 3. That's going to be 9 damage already. Get rid of that one. And then winning on 2s, so that's going to be... Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. Okay, let's see how this all ends up. End of my combat phase has gone quite well. So Ravenak's Jaws absolutely just decimated that unit of Stabbers. These guys managed to see off just 1, but this is where the real damage happened. Gotrek spent a command point to allow him to attack twice. He absolutely obliterated the Rockgut Troggoth, and then as you can see the Dank Hold is no more. So Gotrek really took it personally that his drinking session was interrupted. Whew, that's the end of round 2. It's not looking good for Gloomspite at all.
Shambles.
Yeah, there we go. There's the board at end of the combat phase. So let's tally up the points and I'll be right back. Okay, calculated the scores. So I hold this objective, I hold this one, and I actually hold this one as well. So I get maximum points for objectives, and I also got my battle tactic of slaying the entourage by killing this rock god Troggoth over here. So maximum points that turn. Don't know if the Gloomspite are going to be able to do anything in retaliation because there's only 3 stabbers, the loon boss, and the rabble rouser over here. Looks like Emberreach is going to be safe for another day, but we'll see what happens. So the hero phase for Gloomspite, Janice tried to get rid of this Ravenak's Jaws, but failed unfortunately. And she did the I'm the boss rule successfully, which means that these guys are now adding 1 to their wound rolls. There's only 3 of them left, but they'll fight to the last man or goblin. And that is all to really say about the hero phase. Let's move on to the movement phase. So end of the movement phase, Janice picked Seize Their Land, and she needed to roll a 6 on her advance charge or advance roll, which she did with this guy right here. So she's tagged this, which means she's going to get her battle tactics, and she decided to actually, move him slightly out of combat. Just slightly off that objective, still holding it, but just making any charges that little bit more challenging. So on to the combat phase. End of the combat phase, not much happened. Ravenak's Jaws did all his attacks, only managed to kill 2 of them. Janice hit back, failed to do any damage on the Steel Helms. And the Steel Helms, I thought they would see them off, but unfortunately didn't do anything at all because they'd been netted. That really reduced the amount of damage I could do. So there's one little goblin, one little guy, just doing his thing.
To stab someone.
Yeah, just wants to stab someone. And yeah, that is the end of the combat phase. End of Janice's turn. She gets 1 for holding this objective, and then she got Seize Their Land, getting this one. Not a bad turn considering she only had a couple models on the board, but it is on to my turn now. Let's see what we can do. In my hero phase, I cast Burning Head, going to try to get rid of this guy, but I think Gotrek might get him first. We'll see how that goes. Onto the movement phase. Fusiliers fired all their shots into the rabble rouser. I thought I would kill him, but I only brought him down to 2 health. The Burning Skull also shot at him, taking off another. Looks like Gotrek might get to finish him off after all. Okay, that is him dead. So Gotrek managed to kill him quite handily. And over here, you can imagine what happened. So that is pretty much everyone dead. We've got the Loon Boss over here, so he is going to probably scarp her off. That's going to be the end of the game. We're going to finish it there at the end of turn 3. That is a victory for the defenders of Emberreach. Good game for the Cities of Sigmar. Good game.
Good game.
That is the end of the turn. So in terms of points, I hold this objective, and this one as well. And I also secured my battle tactic of Do Not Waver. So maximum points again for me. That was a great game for the Cities of Sigmar. Not so much for the Gloomspite, but one little Loon Boss survives, maybe to fight another day. We'll find out. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. And tune in for the next battle report soon. Bye.
Cries of victory echoed through the streets of Emberreach. Though the city had lost its beloved leader, Marshal Fletcher, in the initial defense, his sacrifice had not been in vain. Against all odds, Emberreach still stood, its walls and spirit unbroken, thanks to the courage of its defenders. This day would surely be etched into legend, not least for the mighty deeds of Gotrek Gurnison, whose indomitable fury turned the tide of battle.